Hey y'all. Woo! Welcome in. Welcome in. I hope everybody is having a great weekend. I woke up this morning with a very strong desire to do a twin flame reading for after the as we're coming out of this Mercury retrograde. As you know, I've said to a lot of you that the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio really kicked my ass. We're moving into Sagittarian time, which is in alignment with my Sagittarian energy. So I feel like the Scorpio and the Capricorn on either side of those things usually has a big impact on me. It doesn't mean it always has to, and it doesn't only affect people who have some Sagittarius placement in their chart. Speaking of which, this week we are doing a workshop on how to read your birth chart. We're also doing a workshop on the North Node. I'm going to give that North Node workshop that I gave, I think it was in October, or maybe September even now. And by popular demand, people want us to do that again. So I will do that again. So this week, there's a link below for these workshops. You can go check them out. I went to an 80s party last night. A friend of ours had a birthday, and oh my God, we danced our faces off. It was so fun. So fun. I haven't done that in a really long time. It was really cool. I enjoyed it. Every second of it. So let's see what's going on here for you guys. I'm going to do twin flames in union and single twin flames. So let's see where we go here. All right, so twin flames. I do know personally of several twin flame couples who have come into union. And even if you're not in union right now, you're still in union. You know what I'm saying? You're still in union because you're so connected and you're so... This is for the folks who are, let's call it in relationship, okay? Because you're always in union. So we'll do a reading for those in relationship and those singles who are connected to their twins but still not in relationship. We'll see what that's about right now, okay? But this Mercury retrograde energy is very, very strong for a lot of us. So let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. So this is the Gilded Reverie deck that I love. There's the couple, the birds made for life, right? You're always connected to this person. Big change happening in time. This is with death and time connected to each other here. There is a time for a massive change. A massive change is coming here. Okay, so if you are in relationship with your twin right now, let's use this new spread. Okay, so energies for divine feminine. Energies for divine feminine. Queen of Cups. Ta-da! Seriously, this is Cancerian energy. Very, very deep. Energies for the divine masculine right now. Seven of Pentacles. I don't feel discouragement, but I do feel like the feminine energy is focusing on themselves, focusing on self-love. The masculine may not understand that, or may not, they've done work too here, but they're just trying to be patient. What this relationship is about. Emperor. A little bit of control. Who's in control, who's in charge. The feminine energy is looking away from the masculine energy right now. Let's see. How's the feminine energy looking at things? I'll talk a lot more about it. I'm just trying to absorb here. Ten of Wands. I feel like the feminine energy is like, you know what? I have done so much work. It is time for you to do the work. That Seven of Pentacles. Good. Good. You're doing the work and you're waiting on me for a change. Yep. That seems about right. Masculine, how's the masculine looking at the connection? Five of Cups. Having some regret over the fact that they spent so much time not being with you. So much time. So much time wasted. This is the timing card too, Five of Cups. And they're very focused. I mean, it's sort of like, will they take the initiative to do the work that the feminine has already done? Because she's 10 of Wands. And this is not, it's not necessarily gender related. Okay. You know, the divine feminine energy and divine masculine energy. We all have both of those things. You take how this works for you. Could be flip-flopped, right? You could be this masculine energy and then the feminine energy, because it's general read. So let's see. What's messages to the divine feminine? Empress. Wow. Take care of yourself. You're doing the right thing. All right. Messages to, and the Emperor, Empress here. Messages to the masculine energy. King of Pentacles. So for some of you, I feel like the masculine here is working hard to create a physical presence or a life for the two of you. They regret they wasted a lot of time. We'll talk more about this as we go. Let's see here. I feel like this is very quiet energy to me. Libra energy, it's almost like after union happened or after the connection happened, justice. She's wanting balance. The feminine energy is wanting balance. So the feminine energy is definitely sitting back, pulling the masculine into action, into doing something. Eight of Cups. I don't know that the masculine is, let's see where we go here. Two of Swords, Magician, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Page of Swords. Okay, so the spread here is this masculine is trying to control things by, see, look what I've done so far. So look what I've done so far. I have been working hard at this. The universe is, I'm in alignment with the universe, creating this, physical place for us, creating this tangible life for us. I feel like the feminine is a little bit sort of like Queen of Swords, asking a lot of questions about the temporal life here, because this is not the spiritual piece of this at all. So what's changing here is the feminine has done so much work, has been so much effort. There is like a time element to this where this person doesn't have a lot of time to sort of sit and stew in this Five of Cups energy. Okay. I do feel like the masculine is feeling like, why do I have to do all the work? When in fact, the feminine has really done all the work up until now. Okay. And so it's incumbent upon the masculine now either to spend some time, more time, because pentacles are time and this is time. What may happen is there needs to be some movement. Eight of Cups. There needs to be some movement toward legit Ten of Pentacles, like getting engaged or moving in together, something like that. Right now, there's not. This person is just looking at what they've done and being like, look at how I've done. I also feel like there needs to be some forgiveness here. Okay, the masculine is feeling a little manipulated because they do have this deep connection. Six of Wands, Seven of Swords, Three of Cups. For those of you, I almost feel like this is a prove it moment from the feminine energy here. Like, prove how much you love me, which is very manipulative. I feel like the masculine feels manipulated by that. If if the feminine energy is making this other person jump through a lot of hoops, to prove love, to prove their love, that's a manipulation, and that's not love, okay? And also, I do feel like the masculine shows their love in different ways than the feminine does. And the feminine may not be aware of all that the masculine is doing to really show their feelings, show they care, because they learned this from the masculine energy has different ways of loving than the feminine energy. I'm sure you know that, right, by now. So it does feel to me like the masculine here, the masculine energy is feeling manipulated by the situation. However, I want to say this. The feminine energy has done, and I know we've talked about this in the Empress Club a lot. I know we've talked about it on the channel a lot, about how the feminine energy has been doing all the work here. The masculine energy is doing some work. They're expecting some kind of overwhelming, wow, look at how amazing you are for doing that which I have done too, and to a lesser degree. There's something like that, okay? They're expecting to be lauded as like a conquering hero a little bit, okay? Because they finally are able to speak their feelings. They're expected to be celebrated, but they're still escaping from a situation. They're still, this is still a third party situation for many of you. And even though you are in relationship, okay, in physical proximity to each other, or I still feel like they need to walk away from their other situation. The Queen of Cups is like, I demand justice. I must have this be balanced. So there's a power game here, a control game, power game. And I do think the Two of Swords here, about like, you're really going to have to prove this to me. You're really going to have to, it can't be a third party anymore. You're going to need to make a decision, a choice about being in relationship with me in this way, in this particular way. We move in together. We get married. Something like that, where it's a solid thing. And the twin energy, the masculine energy, feels manipulated by that. And they also don't understand, I feel, because they also don't understand how much the feminine energy is harboring anger, okay? So there's going to need to be some forgiveness on both sides. There's going to need to be more communication. I feel like right now there isn't much communication other than the doing of stuff, which I feel like the masculine is like, okay, well, you wanted me to do stuff. I'm doing stuff. And the feminine energy is like, I need you now to ask me. I need you now not to just like, can I have a cookie for what I've done? But I need you to ask me stuff, or I need you to, for some reason, the masculine right now is not sort of hitting the bell, as it were. Okay. 5 of Wands, a little struggle here. 8 of Wands, communication, judgment, reconciliation. Knight of Pentacles. It's just slow. I mean, I feel like the masculine does need more information. And I feel like the feminine might be like, well, if you don't know, I'm certainly not going to tell you. Okay? Because I feel like the feminine communicated a lot of this a long time ago to the masculine. And the masculine simply not retaining that information. And the feminine is nagged by that. Okay? Just clear. So they're going to need to have some real strong, deep, lengthy communication about, ding, 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 expectations. What are your expectations here? I do feel like for a lot of you who are in relationship, if you're watching this and this is resonating with you, and you feel like, oh, we're in relationship in some meaningful way, even if we're not living together or whatever, I do feel like the cheating aspect of it still needs to be addressed. Okay, if this started as a third party, if they're still married, that's a thing that needs to be addressed. if they're still in relationship or still have not completely extricated themselves. Although I do feel like some of them are, and they're not telling you about that. It's underneath, right? It's what's not being seen. And they may have physically left the building of their other relationship, but you're looking for the papers. I want to see the papers. Or the feminine energy is looking for the proof. Okay, there must be some proof. And so the proof also is like, well, when are we going to move in together? When are we going to be, more in relationship than we are now? This is maybe a sexual relationship, or this is maybe something beyond that, where you guys spend time together and other things, and they're doing that. They're doing that. We are spending time together, but 7 of Pentacles is not as good as 10 of Pentacles, okay? The feminine energy is like, that's not good enough. It needs to be more. So the masculine energy is having an issue with that. I do feel like communication is coming up. Let's see here. Let me use a separate deck here. There's a lot of stubbornness here. I feel a lot of stubbornness. I feel a lot of balance is needed. And the feminine is really focused on all she did. Now, to the masculine ears, that feels like you're not good enough. Okay, so the feminine energy is standing down and not doing as much. So this is going to change, the death energy there. So after we come through Mercury retrograde, Judgment, again, that is the reconciliation card here. Get the Judgment twice. On the feminine's terms. You bet. On the feminine terms. Feminine's terms. 3 of Swords, going to communicate about, right, this is what I want. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. I want the dogs and the cars and the house and the boats and the vacations and stuff. The feminine is going to communicate those things to the masculine. This kind of, she's going to term it, this kind of half-assery is not going to be good enough for me. At one point, it was like, oh, look, they're taking action. Oh, look, they're doing something. Oh, look, that's fantastic. But there's still a thing that is blocking the way, and I do feel like some of them are still married. Some of them are still married. Some of them are in relationship, with a soulmate because it's easier. This feels like a lot of work to them. So they stay in that relationship because it's easier. And I feel like for the advice for the feminine here, that's important to know, because if the whole relationship is pivoting on how much work have you done, I feel like the advice here, let's see. I'm getting something here, and I Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, 6 of Wands, 7 of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, one more please, 9 of Cups. The feminine is going to get, you're going to get what you want. There's going to need to be a new beginning here, okay? I feel like you need to clean the slate, and you need to go back to even Steven, all right? And I feel like the feminine is damaging the desire of the masculine to come more toward her. It's not that asserting boundaries, good. That's a good thing, right? I don't want to be in a third-party situation anymore. This is not going to work for me ever again, okay? Good. Those are all good. What's not good is being like, I've done all this work and you're still in that thing. So what's going to need to be happening here is a new way of communicating. You're going to have to level the playing field. Okay, starting from now, here's where we are. And within that conversation, there's going to need to be forgiveness. There's going to need to be a really rich discussion about expectations, about intentions, okay? And I feel like you're going to have to do something new. They're going to have to do something new now. Okay, so let's see intentions of the masculine here. What are the intentions? Intentions of the masculine. 8 of Swords, 4 of Swords, 5 of Cups. They're still focused on the past, right? 7 of Wands, stubborn energy, 3 of Cups again. So I feel like what the masculine is saying is, hey, how about we just have some fun? All right. This is my intention. My intention is to heal this situation. They're still resisting doing anything about this other relationship that's not completely closed. Not the divorce papers haven't signed. And I'm not sitting here advocating that, oh, everybody, divorce is what's important or anything like that. I just, for this particular storyline, that has not completed. And so the masculine cannot have both in this instance, and they're trying to have both. The feminine is very angry about that, okay? And so I feel like what would be a good thing is to level the playing field, to have forgiveness with each other from now. So like, let's start at ground zero. What are your intentions? I feel like this, if this masculine is being honest, I feel like their intentions are to have fun and joy with you. They look at marriage and relationship as hard work. That is something that they don't feel with you. They feel joy and happiness with you. They don't understand why on earth you'd ever want to have a long-term marriage, old-fashioned, okay? And so I think what you're not understanding, and what the masculine is not understanding, all due respect if you're a masculine watching, if you're the masculine energy here, that the masculine, by saying, I am not, they haven't done, there's no divorce papers, whatever like that, they don't understand, or they're not seeing that what they're doing is upending a traditional paradigm, because they don't want that. And the feminine is very affronted by that, feeling maybe lied to or led on, because the feminine only knows the paradigm of marriage, family, kids, houses, dogs, cars, boats. And so I feel here the shifting, we are at the time here in the twin flame journey where we're now going to discover what the new paradigm is. And that is going to be a wow thing for both sides, because right now it's a stalemate, right? This person still has things to learn. The masculine still has things to learn in their current relationship. Okay? They feel like both partners, you, this feminine energy, and their current partner are both disappointed in them, both angry with them, all kinds of stuff. And so I feel like somehow you guys are manifesting a new paradigm of what it's going to look like, where there's more freedom. It's not based in temporal 10 of Pentacles stuff. What's the new paradigm? Okay? And I feel like that's why the masculine doesn't know why they're resisting. They're not conscious of it. The subconscious is saying there's a new path. There's a third way. That isn't about, it's not about the cars and the boats and the marriage and everything like that. The feminine is very focused on those things, even more than the masculine is. So what is happening here is you are letting go of an old paradigm and moving on to a new paradigm. Do we know what that is yet? I feel like we don't. I feel like that's why the conversation needs to take place. What would that even look like? What would that even look like? Past life relationship, new love, retreat, children, reconciliation. So coming back together, coming back to reconcile, I do feel like the masculine will move on from their situation. I do feel like they need to be in this situation in order to upend the paradigm of what we have now. There has to be some tension here. There has to be. So I do feel like you're going to rekindle your relationship on a retreat here. Going back to the fun and the joy. That's what I was going to say before. Three of Cups here. The feminine, the masculine energy wants to reconnect in that very joyful place. And I do feel like you will. That's where that conversation is going to take place. All right. Maybe going away. I do feel like you might say nothing to them at first. When they reach out and want to connect with you. You and your loved ones are safe. Focus on divine and perfect health. Lean on God and angels for support. Guarded and protected. So see how the Queen energy is looking away from this. The Queen energy is very much wanting to just focus on themselves. I think that's a great idea. Okay? I think the masculine is going to need to come up with something interesting and cool. And there's also information that they must share in order to get this to an even playing field. Because right now the relationship is so mired in the 3D. You know, it's mired in the 3D. It's not able to transcend this situation. I will say to you that the masculine knows their feelings. The masculine knows that they are still in a connection here. They feel like they've made a lot of progress. And I feel like the feminine is like, I don't really think you've made a lot of progress because we're not living together yet. And that's why this conversation needs to happen, because you have two conflicting ideas about what is next for you and how this could be healed. Some of you may never live with this person. The feminine energy wants to, sort of break out on her own. So I feel like the feminine energy literally is like, okay, well, call me when you get there. Call me when you get to the place of wanting to have more of a 3D life. The feminine energy from now on, or from then on, is going to focus on themselves. The feminine energy is really focusing on herself. Okay? Okay. So that is when we come out of Mercury retrograde, I feel like there'll be an opportunity for another conversation. Okay, so I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to do another twin flame connection. This is one storyline, just one of many. Okay, so if you didn't hear me at the beginning of the video, I'll tell you again. We're doing 2 workshops this week on reading your own birth chart. One is specifically about the North Node. So if you want to do that, I invite you to do that. So right now I'm going to look at more singles. So even though you guys, this one was for a pair who are more in relationship, a little bit further down the road. Okay, we're going to look at a storyline of people, of twin flames who are still very new to this journey, still just starting out in this journey. Okay, still just starting out. All right, so let's see what's going on here for you. The Park, Loyal Doggy, oh boy, Book of Knowledge. This is in the beginning when you first come across your twin, the bubble love phase. Okay, this is the bubble love phase. And now it's going to start to get more real. This is about going deep, digging deep, your own issues, your own codependencies, your own dealing with narcissistic partners. All that stuff starts to come up. Okay, so I feel like for some of you, this Mercury retrograde period could have you re-examining, refocusing, because you're just now on the journey. You may have just started the journey. You may have gone through the first connection to this person, the bubble love phase. You may not yet know that, or you may not understand the whole runner-chaser dynamic. You may be still so new to this that There's so much to learn. That book there, the Book of Hidden Knowledge, right? That's what this is. Twin flame is hidden knowledge for sure. So in this storyline, the feminine energy, Ace of Swords, sees it very clearly. I don't know what you're talking about, Mary Jo. This seems really awesome to me. I don't know why everybody's so crazy about twin flame, that it's hurtful and upsetting. Masculine energy. Knight of Swords. This is the time when the masculine is racing toward you. You guys like can't get enough of each other. This is really, really incredible. Let's see what this is about right now. Could be mostly, yeah, wow. Wow, powerful. Maybe going on a trip together or seeing a lot of each other. This is Cancerian energy, so that's feelings. Going toward your North Star, going toward your North Node, moving toward the things you're supposed to be doing here with this person. This is the wow phase of it. Ace of Swords, there's nothing you can't tell each other. There also might be telepathy developing here. Let's see how you're looking at the relationship. Two of Wands. Is this for real? Where are we going here? I feel like the sky's the limit. Masculine energy. Oh, okay. So you see how they're acting and how they're looking at the relationship, two different things, right? They feel like it's going very fast. This person, the masculine energy you're dealing with, wants to slow it down. That's what's going to make you be like, like what just happened? Okay, messages to you from your higher self. King of Cups. Deep, deep love, high vibration love there. Message to the masculine from the higher self. Empress. Wow. So you get a masculine card of love, they get a feminine card of love. So this is nicely balanced. That's beautiful. That's Venus. I see Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here. I also see Virgo. What's this card? Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a desire here to make it real. If you watch the first part of this video, on both sides, the Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Subconsciously for the feminine. Feeling, if this person hits the brakes, you're going to feel like, what just happened? They're abandoning me. You're going to have some feelings of abandonment. This is when you start to get into the runner chaser. That is very, very strong. Okay, so let's see. Subconsciously for the masculine. Queen of Swords. Hold on there. Let's figure out where we're going. What is going on here? The masculine is really trying to think this through. I feel like you have the answer here. Ace of Wands. Ace of Swords. You also have Cups, Wands, and Pentacles. Very balanced here. They have mostly swords. All right, they have mostly swords. How they're seeing the relationship is it's going too fast. They need to slow it down. So let's see where we're going here. Two of Swords, Hermit. Okay, so that is going to feel not good. That's going to feel not good. I do feel like coming out of this Mercury retrograde, though, you're still so new to this. I feel like this is not a pattern yet. This is something that the masculine, you're both looking at, why isn't this moving forward? Or why is this too fast? Why is this what it is? Why? The feminine Ace of Swords feels like, well, I'm feeling abandoned. I need to speak. I need to tell them everything like that. Three of Swords. So the masculine is going into even though there's lots of love here, they have lots of love for you. They are feeling like, we need to slow this down. I don't understand this. You know, this energy is so big. They're feeling, they're feeling a lot of just sort of upside down. Okay. You are going to get what you want here. All right. You're going to, the first phase is going to be over quickly. And then you're going to talk more. There's going to be more communication. I feel like this is the beginning of a little bit of a runner-chaser phase. I feel like the masculine has conflicting. Why is this like this? King of Cups. Aquarian energy. The Star. 10 of Cups. 6 of Wands. One more, please. Lovers. The masculine may be responding or feeling, knowing that the mission of the twin flame is something to be out in the world with, right? I feel like the masculine knows that the feminine wants traditional life partner kind of situation. Their higher self is saying, this is a bigger thing. This is something else. So when we're talking about being in relationship, the masculine knows that the feminine is in love with them. They know they're in love with the feminine. They see the bigness of this. On some level, they are realizing that this is bigger than a regular relationship, and the lovers piece, the Kundalini rising, all of that stuff is really bringing that. It's freaking them out. Okay, it's freaking them out. That's why this is going to hit a little rough spot here. 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. Opposite energy. Hanged Man, Chariot. The masculine is like, hold on there. Where are we going here? This feels like it's moving too fast for them. Page of Cups. 9 of Cups. 8 of Cups. One more, please. Queen of Wands. So the passion here is really driving everything, which is not surprising. I feel like it drives the feminine into this Queen of Pentacles place of home and hearth and very Cancerian energy, making dinner for this person and everything like that. And the masculine is feeling like, whoa, 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 whoa. Because their higher self is saying to them, this is bigger than the book of knowledge, right? This isn't a regular relationship. You're here to learn about your own problems. You're here to learn about your own issues. The reason, twin flame, the reason you're in this, the reason you're even watching this is because the universe has woken you up with a very high vibration connection. And you both, before you understand really what twin flame's about, trying to put some old paradigms on it. That was largely part of the first reading too, is that you're trying to put some traditional paradigms to it. And because there are some things that still need to be healed, the feminine might have an issue with taking care of themselves. That needs to be healed. Financial. They may not, they may want to, nurture. They may want to nest. They may want to leave behind any kind of aspect of their worldly lives because they're feeling so in love and wanting to do those things. The masculine's job is to be like, no, that's not what we're doing here. You're needing to overcome some issues in relationships. One of them is the 5 of Pentacles. One of them is allowing yourself to be not self-sufficient. Allowing yourself to be dependent, allowing yourself to be codependent. And the masculine will resist that. They probably don't know why. You might think it's like, oh, they have commitment issues or something like that. I feel like there's some seriously deep love on this person, but their soul knows that part of the lesson they're teaching you is about being independent so that there's no codependency. Okay, so there's that. And it's now you're starting the phase of looking deeply at what is blocking you in your life. And the old relationships or the relationship patterns that you have developed over the course of your life, all of them need to be healed. That's one of the first things that kicks in with the twin flame connection. So this person is going to hit the brakes, going to send you ass over tea kettle, okay? And you're like, I don't understand what's going on here. Book of Knowledge, that's when you're going to dig deeper about twin flame and what is this about. And part of the twin flame experience, a very important part of mission, is to break down institutions, break down barriers, break down walls, break down, so a lot of twin flames are different race, different nationalities, different religions, right? A lot of them are seemingly not, it's not good on paper. Well, we don't play the games on paper. This relationship has special requirements of it, not special needs, special requirements of being out in the world. The feminine knows this, but there's still this desire to nest. And that is what, it could be that part of wanting to be in this connection has to do with children, although I'm not seeing that yet, but this is a natural biological need and desire to want to nest with somebody. And I feel like the masculine, even though the masculine has deep love for his feminine, gender doesn't matter in twin flame. There could be same sex, it could be whatever. But the masculine energy is questioning because they're feeling like, no, I can't create it. Their soul is telling them, no, you cannot create another codependent relationship. You cannot have the same, issues that you have had in relationships in the past. This is different. So you're navigating some of the first things about twin flame energy here. All right, so coming out of Mercury retrograde, I feel like some of these things are going to come to light. The desire to nest. I feel like for some of you, if you're just starting out in the twin flame connection in that bubble love phase, it's going to hit a reef pretty soon because it has to. Okay, it has to. That's what twin flame does. It wakes you up. It upends your traditional thinking because we're here, twin flames are here to move things forward, to move the needle, not go backwards. Okay. All right, my loves. There you go. I hope that was helpful. This is the Mercury retrograde reading for you. I'll be putting up more of the holiday love readings. I'll be doing those. You'll see those. Don't forget about the 2 astrology classes this week on reading how to read your birth chart, what's important in your birth chart, and also the North Node. North Node is very important to twin flame because it is the mission. The combined charts of the two people show the mission of that particular twin flame couple. Okay? All right, we'll be talking about that this week. Link is below for you. I'll see you later.